Have you ever looked at your bank account, seen a decent balance, and still felt this quiet, almost invisible discomfort deep inside? Like something about your financial life didn't add up? You're not broke, not even close, yet you can't shake off this uneasy feeling that maybe, just maybe, you're not actually wealthy, just comfortable? That's the subtle line most people never see. The invisible border between financial comfort and true wealth. It's a quiet, dangerous place, because comfort pretends to be success. It whispers in your ear, telling you that you've made it, that you're safe, and that you can finally relax. But behind that comfort hides the slow death of ambition, the gradual fading of hunger, and the quiet trap of average living. You see, financial comfort is seductive. It gives you a taste of freedom without actually giving you freedom. It lets you buy a few nice things, maybe a car that doesn't break down every other week, a home where the roof doesn't leak, and dinners where you don't check prices before ordering. But true wealth, real, lasting, soul-level wealth, is something completely different. It's not measured by the size of your house, but by how long you could keep it if everything went wrong. It's not about the car you drive, but whether you could still drive that car if your income stopped tomorrow. Comfort depends on income. Wealth depends on independence, and that's where the real difference lies. Most people chase comfort because it's visible. You can show it off, photograph it, and share it online. A new apartment, a luxury vacation, a bigger TV, all signs that you're doing well. But true wealth? It's invisible. It's quiet. It's the absence of worry when something breaks. It's the ability to say no to money that doesn't align with your values. It's knowing that you can walk away from anything, any job, any deal, any situation, and still be fine. Comfort looks rich. Wealth feels rich. Comfort buys more. Wealth needs less. The world doesn't teach you that, though. Schools teach you to earn, not to be free. They teach you how to climb a ladder, not how to own the building. So most people end up living in that subtle in-between, earning enough to escape fear, but not enough to escape dependence. They earn to maintain, not to create. They save for peace but never reach freedom. And the scariest part? They don't even realize they're stuck, because they look successful from the outside. That's the trick of comfort. It disguises itself as wealth so perfectly that you stop aiming higher. You start protecting what you have instead of growing into who you could be. But here's what separates the comfortable from the truly wealthy. Wealthy people play a different game. They don't chase more money. They chase more control. They don't count what they earn. They measure what they own that earns for them. They know that comfort is about today, but wealth is about tomorrow. The comfortable spend money to feel good now. The wealthy invest money to feel secure later. The comfortable build lives that look impressive. The wealthy build lives that are unbreakable. If comfort is a nice warm blanket, wealth is the foundation of a fortress. And most people never switch from blanket to fortress because they never question the system that rewards short-term pleasure. Comfort feeds ego. Wealth feeds purpose. That's why wealthy people seem calmer. They don't need to prove anything. They don't have to show off or flex their lifestyle. They can be invisible because real freedom isn't about being seen. It's about not needing to be seen at all. Let me tell you the truth that most financial advice never says out loud. Financial comfort is still financial fragility. You can have 6 figures in your account and still be one crisis away from losing it all. You can have a high income but no real wealth because income is rented. It disappears when the source dries up. True wealth is owned. It keeps working even when you don't. Wealth is when your assets start paying your bills, not your labor. It's when time becomes yours again. And that's what comfort steals from you. The illusion that you're secure while you're still trading hours for stability. Comfort says, you're fine. Wealth says, you're free. That difference might sound poetic, but it's everything. Because financial comfort will keep you in a cage lined with silk. It feels nice, it looks impressive, but it's still a cage. True wealth breaks that cage entirely. It gives you the keys, not just nicer walls. Now here's the emotional truth. Comfort is often built from fear. Fear of losing what you've worked for. Fear of taking risks. Fear of being judged if you fail. and fear disguises itself as responsibility. You say, "I can't take that leap. I have bills. I can't invest. It's too risky. I can't quit. I have security." But what if that security is the very thing holding you hostage? What if you're protecting a lifestyle that's stopping you from building a legacy? That's the hardest question you'll ever face, the one that keeps people stuck between good and great. The comfortable protect. The wealthy grow. Comfort ends at enough. Wealth begins at enough. Comfort seeks peace. Wealth creates power. You can live your whole life at that subtle line, thinking you're fine, never realizing that true wealth was just on the other side of fear. Now, think about this. Every truly wealthy person you've ever studied, admired, or envied, they all went through a phase where they had to destroy comfort to reach wealth. They had to make decisions that looked insane to everyone else. They downsized when people upgraded. They saved when others spent. They invested when others rested. They kept building when others celebrated. Because they understood something most people don't. Your next level of wealth never grows in your comfort zone. You can't build freedom in the same space where you built safety. Freedom demands discomfort, uncertainty, and sacrifice. That's why so few people ever experience true wealth. Because comfort is too sweet to leave behind. And yet, when you finally cross that line, something shifts. You stop chasing paychecks and start chasing purpose. You stop asking, "How much can I make?" and start asking, "How long can I live without making anything?" You realize wealth isn't about earning. It's about endurance. It's about how long your money can protect your time. When that moment comes, you start building differently. You stop thinking in months and start thinking in decades. You stop buying things that fade and start acquiring things that last. Skills, assets, equity, ownership, and freedom. You start seeing that comfort was never the goal. It was just the first checkpoint on the road to independence. But let's be real. Most people won't make that leap. They'll settle for comfortable jobs, comfortable routines, and comfortable excuses. They'll keep convincing themselves that this is enough, when deep down they know it's not. They'll keep trading time for money because it feels safer, not realizing that safety without growth slowly becomes danger. They'll age into their comfort and mistake it for peace. But if you're listening to this, and it stings even a little, that's a good thing. That means you still have the spark. The part of you that refuses to settle. The part of you that looks at your bank account and doesn't feel proud yet, because you know there's another level. The level where your money works harder than you do. That's not greed. That's growth. That's self-respect disguised as ambition. True wealth isn't built in your wallet. It's built in your mindset. You stop chasing raises and start chasing returns. You stop chasing comfort and start chasing control. You stop asking for permission and start designing your own system. Wealth isn't about how much you earn. It's about how much control you have over your time, your choices, and your peace. That's why some people with millions still feel poor. They have no control. Their businesses own them. Their debts control them and their image imprisons them. And then there are people with less but they feel infinite, because they own their hours. They sleep without stress. They wake up without pressure. That's wealth, the kind of wealth that can't be taken from you. Let me say something that might hurt a little. If your lifestyle depends entirely on your job, you're not wealthy. You're employed. Even if you make $1 million a year, if losing that job means losing your peace, you're not rich. You're renting success. Comfort tricks you into thinking you own your life. Wealth proves that you actually do. That's the difference between looking rich and being free. Looking rich is loud. Freedom is silent. Looking rich needs validation. Freedom needs no audience. Comfort seeks applause. Wealth seeks options. So how do you cross that line? From comfort to true wealth. It's not about saving harder or working longer. It's about shifting how you think. The wealthy play the long game. They build assets that feed them forever. They say no to quick wins, no to instant gratification, and no to ego-driven spending. They're not chasing status, they're building systems. They understand that every dollar has a job, and that job is to multiply. Comfort spends money. Wealth employs it. Comfort asks, "Can I afford this?" Wealth asks, "Will this make me free?" When you start thinking that way, You stop trying to impress and start trying to progress. You stop comparing your journey to others because you realize real wealth is internal. It's peace, it's security, it's time. And when you finally reach it, when you wake up one day and realize you don't have to do anything for money unless you choose to, that's when you understand what freedom actually feels like. It's quiet, it's calm, it's the space between your thoughts where pressure used to live. It's walking through life knowing that if everything stopped today, you'd still be fine. That's wealth. Not the numbers, not the flex, the freedom, the ownership, the peace. So next time you feel comfortable, ask yourself, are you really safe or just stuck? Are you free or just well decorated in your cage? Because the line between financial comfort and true wealth is razor thin. And most people never cross it. Not because they can't, but because they won't. The truth is, it's easier to stay comfortable than to grow wealthy. But the harder path is always the one that leads to freedom. So if you ever find yourself choosing between comfort and growth, between staying safe or building something greater, remember this: comfort ends when growth begins. And true wealth? It's waiting right on the other side of your excuses.